Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. Happy International Scrapbook Day. I am here with a group of crafters. We're sharing some layouts that we created for International Scrapbook Day, and there are a bunch of giveaways. There's a giveaway at the end of my video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Stick around to the end. And I am talking about in this video how to use themed papers for a non-themed layout. So I have this Good Day Sunshine collection from Echo Park, and it is a very summery collection. The layout that I wanted to do has pictures from the time that my daughter and I went to see Hamilton, and so I wanted to see if I could use this summery collection for these Hamilton photos. So I started out with a bunch of tiny photos. I printed a contact sheet. I'm going to link to my big picture classes, Small Photos Make a Big Impact, in the description. Head over and check that out if you don't know how to make a contact sheet of photos, or if you're interested in learning more about how to use small photos on a layout. I have lots of tips and tricks there. So I'm going to cut these photos down all to the same size. You'll notice that some of them are thinner. That is because they are from my Insta stories. I like saving my Insta stories to my phone and then printing them out. They have text on them. Some of them have images or stickers supposedly on them. So I am using the size of the Insta story photo, and I've printed out some other phone photos, and I just need to trim them all down to the same size. I am going to use a grid format for this layout, so I do want to make sure that they are all the same size, and that makes the grid easier to create. Also, in order to do that, I am cutting off any of the margin around there. So there will be no white margin around these photos. Sometimes I really like that white margin, but because these photos are two different sizes, I needed to cut them down. Okay, now I'm going to go through the collection and I'm going to pull out papers and items that are not 100% themed for summer. So the pinwheels, I've decided to pass on popsicles, things like that, but I get a couple of floral sheets, some polka dots, a sticker sheet that I can pull some of the floral items out of. So there really is plenty to work with in this collection. I am going to cut down a piece of white cardstock. I cut 1 inch off of both sides so that it's 11 by 11, and it will sit on that floral background piece nicely with a nice margin around all edges. So now I'm just trying to decide how to lay out my photos, and I kind of want them in chronological order. So I have a strip at the top and then a strip at the bottom. And you can see now that I am going to use some of the other pattern papers that I found that were not completely summer themed. And I'm having a strip of about 4 inches for that pink polka dot piece there. And then I'm cutting a couple of strips of the green paper as well. I decided that I just wanted a hint of that green paper. I was going to put an entire strip across the pink polka dot, but I just felt like that pink polka dot needed some grounding. And the way to ground it was to definitely use something darker behind it. So instead of wasting a whole 5-inch piece of the green paper, I decided to just cut 1-inch strips. Now I am using my ThermoWeb Memory Runner XL, which is my favorite tape runner for scrapbooking and card making as well. I have pulled out my T-ruler so that I can measure along that entire 12 by 12 page there and keep everything nice and straight. So what I did was I put the pink polka dot paper in the middle at the 6-inch line there. And that gives me room for photos at the top and the bottom. And I layered some blue floral paper over the pink polka dots. And now I'm going to lay down my photos. And I think my title will go along that blue floral area. So I've pulled out some white thickers. I thought that white really popped on that blue background, and then also worked really well to coordinate with the white cardstock that I have all the photos on. And I decided to make the title kind of large. So I'm going to call the layout The Room Where It Happened, because that's one of our favorite songs from the musical. And so I am basically stretching this almost all across the paper there. And what I struggled with was some of the letters have these little swirlies on them, and I really like them and wanted to use them, but I couldn't use that swirly H as my title. So you see I tucked in one of the E's there, and it worked over that N. I really wanted to use the swirly H too, but I just couldn't make it happen. So, and that is not a pun on the title. So now I'm going to start adhering my photos. And what I do is I go from the corners, because I know I want an even margin around all of those corner photos there. So that's easy to just eyeball. Next, I line up the two inner photos, and you can see that I stretch them from the bottom to the top. This way they're pretty much in line as well. And now I'm pulling out this sticker sheet. This is a 12 by 12 sticker sheet that was included in the collection. What I'm doing now is taking off the sticky off the back of the sticker, and I use my embossing powder pouch to do that. This way there's no sticky on it, and I can just maneuver them around and decide where I want to place them. Also, I'll be able to use foam adhesive behind them and pop them up. And that is easier to do once you've removed this stick, because if you don't, then part of the sticker might stick down flush to your paper when you want it popped up. I also did want a few stickers near the title there, and I also decided to sort of change one of the stickers. It's a big border, and it says Happy Times. I think it says in summer. So I just cut off that bottom border, and I'm just figuring out exactly where I want that. The next thing I did was cut a real thin strip of one of the 12 by 12 pattern papers that is rainbow stripe, and I'm going to use that on the bottom here in between the photos. There was a lot of white space, and often I'll do my embellishing there, but it was already starting to get busy with the patterns and with the floral stickers, and I didn't want to make it any more busy, so I decided to just use a reoccurring theme, which was that little bits of pattern paper in 3 spots. Next, I printed out some journaling strips, and what I did was I typed an entire sentence, and then I got to about halfway in between the sentence and hard returned. This way I could get them kind of half the size of a full sentence, and I'd be able to layer them in between these two photos. I didn't want to cover up on the right hand photo. It's hard to see it in the video, but it's a picture of the Hamilton flag that was posted on the street as we were walking towards the theater. Now I'm going to use some Tonic Studios Nuvo Crystal Drops to add both dimension and shine to my layout. I'm also going to use some of the Nuvo Jewel Drops in a couple of different spots near the flowers here. I love these because you don't have to buy just a pack of epoxy dots. You keep these for a long time. I've had mine forever, it feels like, and they never run out. And if you ever have problems with the nozzle, you can just insert a pin the way we used to do with the stickles. Works the same way, and you'll get them flowing again really well. So I love the little pop of dimension that those add, as well as the shine and color without being too busy. Okay, now on to the giveaway. I am having to make room in my studio because I have some new items coming in from a lot of the companies that I design for. So I have a ton of stuff to give away. Everything from embossing folders to 12 by 12 pattern papers to inks to stamps to mini albums. I have some art journals. I mean, it is literally a ton of stuff that I need to get out of my house and make room for new things. Some of these are gently used. Some of them are brand new in the package. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 priority mailboxes that are the large size mailboxes, and I'm just going to split this stuff up in between the 2. So it will be a mix of things that you will get. The only unfortunate part about this is that I cannot afford international shipping. I'm so sorry. So if you are domestic United States, please leave a comment down below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And in the comments, leave your email address so that I can get in touch with you if you win. Okay, now for the regular information, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking here. You can check out my blog for more information. As always, I will have a link to a couple of videos that you might also be interested in, but be sure to follow along in the hop and go to all the YouTube channels in the hop because lots of people are doing giveaways. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.